Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today is your city administrator, Chad Brecklin of the City of Fitchburg. Chad, welcome back to the show, and how are you doing?
I'm
nice
good.
of you to get the memo on dressing today.
We're fairly well coordinated today.
Yours is just a little bit darker, but
yeah,
kind of works.
Yeah.
We're coming off the you can't even say that. We're coming off the big game, and it just feels like today is just.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were, depending on what team you wanted.
I did not have a rooting interest. I was rooting for a competitive game, and that did not happen.
No, I wasn't either. And then commercials too. Like you just.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it's the same.
No, not at all. But nevertheless, while you want to know about that, you're going to have to find out a different time. We're here to get you updated on what's happening here in the city of Fitchburg. Maybe we'll put in a commercial next year.
Yeah.
With this show, and we'll just make it work.
Will we charge $8 million?
No, there's got to be some type of discount, right?
Okay.
I would think. Well, there's the local section in those too. So
That's true.
We start here with voting information this week. If you're watching this the week of the 14th or up to Friday the 14th, we've got our voting going on here for our spring primary, which is on February 18th.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, still time to get that absentee voting done.
There is, absolutely. We are holding in-person absentee balloting this week through Friday the 14th, as you mentioned. City Hall hours are 8 to 4 through the 13th of February, and then on the 14th there are extended hours, which will be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So folks should plan accordingly. If they want to vote in-person absentee prior to the February 18th primary. Of course, if they had an absentee ballot mailed to them, they can also bring that in and submit that as well. So a couple of options available. If I recall correctly, there is just the one statewide race for school superintendent. And then we have a primary in Aldermanic District 3 here in Fitchburg with 3 candidates running for one of the one of the seats. It's not currently open. It is filled by one of the candidates. And then, of course, the top 2 coming out of the primary will be vying for the vote in the April general election.
Crazy to be talking about April already.
I know.
It is kind of speeding through here. The month of January went by very quick.
Yep,
so
we're
to
almost
speak.
halfway through February, and 6 weeks later it'll be April.
All right. Well, you can check in with the clerk's department if you had any questions on absentee voting, voter ID, or getting registered. You've got plenty of time to check in on that. You can check out our website at fitchburgwi.gov. We've got an elections button right on the homepage there to get you through. So you know where to go. The Fitchburg receiving an award for financial. So I was saying this to you earlier, but it's pretty cool when you have when you get honored for different things. The finance department does a lot of great stuff, and it sort of just happens all the time. You don't always see it.
Yeah.
And so for these guys, this is a huge thing, but this is actually really important for the city of Fitchburg as well, because it lines up with an early award rating from Moody's. So tell us about the Fitchburg awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting.
Yes, exactly. So, and it's obviously a rather lengthy recognition, but to your point, it just kind of happens in the background, and that's what we're talking about with the finance department and all of the reporting and processes and procedures that are utilized, really behind the scenes in most cases, because, you and I may purchase things and we use our budget accounts and those sorts of things, but we're really only like 1 or 2 layers deep into all the financial processes and procedures that are out there. So Misty Dodge and her finance department team do an excellent job. They're independently audited every single year. And once again, they also receive the Certificate of Excellence for Financial Reporting that is awarded by the Government Finance Officers Association. That is separate from the independent audit that we have annually, but this is an award or recognition that has been given to the city for 9 consecutive years.
I was I know what you're trying to say.
Easy for me to say.
That's not easy.
I'm glad you had me before my brain caught up to where, or my mouth caught up to my brain. So
neither one's firing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a early in the work week. But anyway, last 9 years we have received this recognition. It is a testament to the quality of work that's done in our finance department. And then you had earlier mentioned the award that we had been received back in May of 24, and that was a recognition by Moody's, who does our bond ratings. They came out, did an assessment of our city through a presentation and a tour, and recognized the city with its highest rating of AAA. I think we're one of 6 municipalities now, give or take, there that have that highest rating from Moody's as well. So looking at a few different things between independent audit results every year, the GFOA recognition for excellence in financial reporting, and now following this with the Moody's AAA rating, all demonstrates that the city is following very sound financial practices, both in how it's spending its money and how it's reporting its spending of money. So it's something that hopefully our taxpayers appreciate.
Actually, that was going to be my follow-up question, and we kind of talked about this during the referendum too, but the importance of having these checks and balances, and running through these things. While it's really good for any municipality or government to continue to do these things, I think it does show good stewardship to the finances. And I remember you saying that during presentations too, that there's a lot of moving parts there, but to get a good understanding of where the city is, and when you get recognized like this, you're like, okay, at least we know we're putting the best foot forward with what we can, or we're asking for that feedback so we can continue to do what's best for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we like it, and congratulations there to the finance team. We switch over to fire chief update. We had the date closed on February 2nd for fire chief and emergency management director position.
Yeah.
And just what is the update as far as next steps?
Yeah, so Sarah Olson, our Human Resources Director, continues to work with our Police and Fire Commission on the hiring of our next Fire Chief and Emergency Management Director. As you mentioned, applications closed on February 2nd. I know there's been a team of folks assessing all of the applications and determining how many of those applicants will move on to the next phase of the process, which would involve some interviews, meet and greet, and those sorts of things, depending on how far folks advance. And I believe the interviews are scheduled for later this month or early in March. I don't have that right off the top of my head, but ultimately it is the hope that a candidate will be selected. I believe in April is when we're hoping to make that selection.
And I do believe there will be a public open session for public to meet final candidates as we get along in that process. So I know we're figuring out those dates as well, so we'll keep you posted on that, but excited for that process to move on. Final question, and maybe it goes back to the start of our conversation of the big game, was National Pizza Day, February 9th. But the talk on Friday was, City of Madison announced that they were going to collect pizza boxes now that had grease or cheese, cheese residue, I guess you want to say, in the boxes. But I think Fitchburg's always been a leader in recycling. So Pelletieri has offered that they all too are offering this. So pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I think it is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if there's a tipping point on how much grease, cheese, or pizza
residue
sauce can be remaining in the cardboard container, but obviously I think in a number of cases, there isn't very much, if any, residue at all, depending on how the pizza was packaged in there and so forth. But for all those cases where it's basically relatively clean cardboard, it is nice that they are able to now recycle that. I think a number of us, as we toss those into the garbage can when they're pretty clean, we're like, I kind of want to throw this in my recycle bin, but didn't because it wasn't accepted. So it is great news that Pelletieri is now following suit with that as well. And I think you recall they announced that.
They did, yep. We dropped that information into this weekend because ahead of the big game weekend, I always wanted to just take a X-Acto knife and cut out the grease spot and be like, okay, well, here's that piece. At least you can do something with it, right?
The rest of it's recyclable.
Oh my gosh. Well, now we know you're an expert in pizza boxes, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time. You'll be back with us for another council recap later this month, and we'll look forward to getting another update the month of March already. Come back here. Yikes.
Thank you.
Thank you.